Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Too Good to Be True podcast. I am your host, Pascal Mayela, and today we are going to do something special right now. We're going to do about the best of 2024. Yes, we're doing the best of 2024. So many things that happened 2024, and we are going to enter 2025 in 3 days. So I am recording this on on Sunday morning, 29, 2024, and also I will do another show on Monday, 30 December in the morning. So I'm gonna record this, and I record also on Monday morning about the Best of Too Good to Be True podcast and the real talk best of 2024. I will put it together, and and it's gonna be something special right now because we are going to enter 2025, and I hope 2025 will be kind, will be everything special for 2025, and that we did have great moment in 2024, but 2025 is going to be very special. Before I give my topic, actually, before I talk about that, make sure people uh, to listen to this podcast on Amazon Music, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and also um, go listen to this podcast on my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True podcast with Pascal Mayela. Make do me a favor when you go to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, notify, leave your comment on my video, and let's get a lot of subscribers for before a lot of subscribe this I can't speak. A lot of subscriber before 2025 start. So let's get right to it. So we're doing the best of 2024. What happened from January to December, and for that, I made my own list of of what happened in 2024. In my opinion, in my opinion, uh, what did happen in 2024? Right now, right now, this is the list that I made. This is my personal opinion about about the about the what happened in 2024. So let let's get started right now. So the first thing that happened in 2024, it is the Diddy arrest. Yes, I had that on my list, and just yeah, the Diddy arrest. I didn't put that in order like the top 10 greatest women. I just put it randomly. I just saying randomly. This is not in order. So this is what happened in 2024, the Diddy arrest. And I remember vividly what happened. It was in March 2024. The federal government and the FBI came to Diddy's house in LA and in Miami to do an investigation in his house. And what did he have? A lot of things to do with all his personal situation that happened. And also, we saw on the news that Diddy's son had both of them were handcuffed in L.A. with their sister. if I remember vividly, and that was shocking. It was pretty much like a shock to most people, and some people who knew Diddy had uh, uh, allegation for a long time. So you guys are not surprised. I was pretty surprised a little bit about the Sun arrest, and also in Miami too. Remember, also the federal government went to his house and also in Miami, uh, and they thought that Diddy was gonna escape because he had his airplane right there in the airport, so he can escape the United States. But also, what also did happen at that time, the same year, the Cassie video that been leaked when Diddy has pretty much not beat her in the hotel when Cassie tried to leave the hotel with her bag, and we saw Diddy and we saw the video, and I did talk about it on my real talk um on my real talk when I discussed this with the video, and I gave my opinion. If you haven't heard it yet, though, I put it on I put it on my YouTube channel, so the people can rewatch. So that's the one thing with the Diddy arrest, and he's been arrested in New York. So I think the trial will not start in. I think it will start in 2025. It- yeah, in 2024 the trial will start. But also that there's been a lot of allegation against this guy, Diddy. So like we said, Diddy is innocent until proven guilt. So let it play out. So I don't want people misjudge that that Diddy did it, did not do it. So I want to let it play out for what it is. So we don't judge. I don't judge people about their like with their skin color, religion. I judge them by their attitude. So it's not going to be surprise to me if Diddy go to jail. So that is my opinion. The next best thing that happened in 2024 is the women's sport. Started with the college basketball. Like I said, college basketball has been booming since like last year. Ever since the national championship, where they probably their rating were more up than the men college basketball, which is normal, which is normal. But also it created new stars like Caitlin Clark. I had it on my list. Caitlin Clark, she was the trailblazer of everything that happened this year. Actually, it started last year, 2023. Now, and in 2024, um, everything that happened is pretty much amazing. How college basketball have been booming, have been exploding. Not only Kenny Club, but Angel Reese. Also, their rivalry between both of them in college. So that's made it the women basketball pretty interesting right now. The WNBA adding Caitlin Clark, drafted by the Indiana Fever, and also look at what happened for the WNBA. Yeah, I know people said WNBA were fine, we're pretty much growing, but it needed to add something. You know, I much that WNBA was doing okay, but it was something missing, and I think that the um, women's basketball pretty much who went to college elevated with Kenny Clark injuries, and there's other draft like Rakia Jackson and Cameron Brink in that whole draft was pretty interesting. Was very fascinating. Was pretty exciting. So the WNBA gets a huge moment for them, and I had Simone Biles. And Simone Biles because Simone Biles, look at what happened to her 3 years ago in the 2020 Olympics. I know it was in 2021, but 2000 the Olympics 2020 because of the COVID thing, so they had to do it 2021. Look at what happened to her. I mean, she bounced back from a mental breakdown, and if you haven't seen the documentary, go watch the Doc Simone Biles documentary on Netflix. I think it was excellent what they did. I think Simone Biles bounced back and she won gold medal, and I believe she won a silver medal in the gymnastic Olympics. So she is the goat of gymnastics. Even though there's a lot of some fans don't watch gymnastics, but even I don't watch it, but I can recognize Simone Biles as the greatest of all time. Another moment that happened, it was the Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Whoever thought this beef was gonna happen? Even though I didn't follow it that much, but that beef, I think it pretty much elevated a little bit rap music because hip hop rap is was dying, completely dying uh, during those 2023 and also 2024. But I think for that, for me personally, it started when Drake did the the feature with J Cole and with the I don't remember the song. I don't remember the song, but you can leave your comment if you can remember the song. And she and J Cole mentioned the big three. Who is the big three? Drake, J Cole, and Kendrick. Well, Kendrick doesn't like it, so he went to who did Future and Metro Boomin released their album. They don't trust we don't trust you, and had a song in the Future with him. And Kendrick pretty much diss J Cole and Drake. This is the big one, and all the fiasco started it. Both each other tried to release songs. And one song everybody to this day listen, not like us. You know, I didn't listen. I love the beat, by the way. I gotta admit that I love the beat. I didn't hear the lyrics, but I heard the beat, which the beats were pretty good. It was pretty good. And not only that, Kendrick won the battle. Actually, Kendrick won the war. Actually, Drake won the fight, but Kendrick won the war. So this is my personal opinion. Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but that was a great beef, and he did also the pop out in Juneteenth in what was the north and the what was it the Coliseum in L.A. So that was pretty special to reunite the blood and the Crips together to be together, united as one. So that was a great moment. And for adding that, I will add also the Kendrick Lamar surprising album that nobody thought when he's gonna release it. So I was surprised about the album. I didn't listen to the album, but a lot of people say it was a positive. It was mid. It was okay. Some people say that, but um, he had like seven, eight, 6 or 7 songs that went in the top 100 Billboard. So and also in Apple, that was pretty amazing. And I want to add the Drake thing. The Drake is trying to sue EMG. That was the Actually, that's not a great moment, but I don't know when it still continued. But I just want to add that Drake suing UMG for playing Not Like Us under a radio, so on and so forth. I don't know. I don't know about the detail, but you can leave in a comment on my video. Um, uh, what was actually the reason why Drake sued EMG? But enough said. The Olympics in Paris in 2024. Yes, the Olympics 2024. It had his great moment, but also it had the worst moment. And what I mean about that, let's start with the positive. Yeah, the positive that it was in Paris. I live in France. I did want. Actually, I did not went to Paris. I just wanted to stay home. There were some great sport moment in the Olympics. I mean, track is one of them. I watch and see a new star rising. I watched the documentary on Netflix, Sprint season 2, which pretty excellent. I advise everybody, if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's pretty amazing. Um, some of the worst moment in the Olympics, the ceremony, the opening ceremony that I was with the what was it? The LGBTQ community mocking the Last Supper of Jesus, or the horse representing like the apocalypse in the Bible. I mean, everything could go wrong. The Shelly Ann Fraser situation, when happened that they wouldn't let her in. She had to declare forfeit. Sharika Jackson, she was injured. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of things. Like also another moment that happened. The food, everything that happened in the Olympics, like I've seen a lot of people actually were complaining about the food, which yeah, I'm not surprised about that. So I don't. I hope Paris doesn't host any Olympics. In my opinion, I don't want to see Paris do hosting another Olympics. That's my opinion. Also the Olympics we have some winners, new blood, new stars who arrived like Noah Lyles, uh, the girl, the track woman from Saint Lucia, Sha'Carri Richardson. There's a lot of new blood out of the old in with the new blood. So this is pretty much interesting. They're gonna very interested in the Olympics. Jamaica losing no, actually losing in the Olympics. No gold, not gold medal, but they have some medal, but no more gold medal. And I think that was their worst year since 20 year 2004. And I would say this. I think I always say this for the Jamaican track and field, that it's not a negative. Use it as a positive, because I think those guys like Keyshawn Thompson will be the future. Even though they're not going to be like Usain Bolt. There's only one Usain Bolt. Let's be honest. And but I think the future is bright for Jamaica. That's my opinion on that. Another thing that happened in 2024, these Boston Celtics won their 18th championship. Jaylen Brown winning the final MVP of the NBA final, the final MVP of the conference final. Sorry, during that season. Yes, you can say that the Celtics has an easy run, but give them credit what credit is due. You got to beat the team that's in front of you, regardless of if the person is injured or not. So Um, you gotta go against a team who was injured. So Boston started to use that advantage. So I would say congratulations. Now get another chip to go back to back to get championship number 19. So so that's for the basketball NBA. Another moment that happened, the Kansas City Chief won back to back championship, Super Bowl for I think for the first time since what Tom Brady did it since in the early 2000s. So Patrick Mahomes is I would say that he's top of the GOAT conversation. But let's see next year if the Chiefs will go to three-peat. If they do, they are a dynasty. If they don't, if they don't, that would consider be a failure. But I personally don't think they're gonna go three-peat, in my opinion, for that. So that's really pretty much happened. So in a sneaker game, 2024, I chose three sneakers that happened in 2024. In my opinion, I know I didn't talk about sneaker on my podcast. I'm gonna find a way to put the sneaker talking about the sneaker game on my podcast. So so let's get right to it. My top three sneaker of the 2024. Number three, the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagine. I love that sneaker. I don't have it with me. I don't have it, but I have always loved the Jordan 4. The Jordan 4 is probably my favorite shoes to wear. Actually, I got more Jordan 4 than other Jordans in my collection. So so those that's my number three. Air Jordan, the Jordan 4 brand in my reimagination. Number two, Air Jordan 3. Yep, the Black Cement 3. I have it in my collection. I wear it all the time. It's my favorite shoe to wear. And also they did a phenomenal job to bring it back. Even though in my Jordan, in my Jordan Black Cement 3, it's not with the Nike logo. It's the Air Jordan logo on the back. So I don't want to get confused. So the Jordan 3 Black Cement 3 came back. Another sneaker. My number one sneaker is the Adidas Anthony Edward one. I think I loved it. I customized it on 2K24 when I played my career. So that was pretty cool to play to see Anthony ever finally get this his signature on his career. So nothing but the best for him. So great year for Anthony Edwards. So for baseball, the World Series, franchise that happened in 2024. The Yankees versus the Dodgers, which pretty much probably the best thing that happened like since last year. Remember last year you had two small market teams, the rating were down. Now in that World Series 2024, the Yankees versus the Dodgers, a historic franchise. Shohei Ohtani versus Aaron Judge. Even though Shohei Ohtani was injured, he didn't really do nothing. At least he participated, and also it was a great year for Shohei Ohtani. That was pretty much amazing. The Yankees, I know they lost the World Series to the Dodgers, but Aaron Judge played very badly, so they need to bounce back. And speaking about Shohei Ohtani, remember one of his interpreters stole the money from Shohei Ohtani. That was a big deal. That was a big deal in baseball history. So I talked about it on my real talk on my on a real talk on the podcast, so you can really listen to that on my podcast. Another moment happened in the NHL. The Oilers versus the Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals. Like the Edmonton Oilers Canadian team versus Florida Panthers. Um, that was a great important moment. The Oilers almost made a comeback. From like 3-1, almost came back to win the Stanley Cup, but they lost to the Panthers in seven. But that was a great year for Conor McGregor to solidify him as a true superstar in the NHL. So the sky limits for him. And the question for the Panthers, can they repeat? That's the question that we want to know. And also, even though that we had great moment, we did lose people who died in 2024. So let's pay them respect. Uh, the people who passed away in 2024. And the first person I think I thought about it was Carl Weather. If you remember Carl Weather, he was uh he was a former football player, played for the Raiders, and and uh and also he did play a big role in the Rocky with the Sylvester Stallone Rocky 1, Rocky 2, Rocky 3, and Rocky 4. Um, he played Apollo Creed from Rocky. That was a great movie. That was a great movie, and that's also the Creed thing that led also to the um to Creed, played by Michael B. Jordan. So so that was a pretty important movie in our people's lifetime generation. Another person who died, O.J. Simpson. I don't need to explain O.J. Simpson. He was a former running back for the Buffalo Bill, Hall of Famer. He's a Pro Football Hall of Famer with I think it was in class 1984, 84 or 86. I can't remember, but he is remembered most about the 1994 running. OJ is running. So also, if you haven't watched the documentary, I advise you to watch the documentary of OJ Made America on what was it on Disney Plus, ESPN Plus. It's still available. You can learn about him more. So it was pretty much important. Another death that happened not a couple of weeks ago, a couple of days ago. Greg Gumbel, a legendary announcer. He was also important as a broadcaster because he did a lot of things. And one of the things I remember the most, it was the call between the between the Broncos and the Raven when he did the miracle in my house, and I remember him about the most. So rest in peace, Greg Gumbel. Another moment, another moment that I remember that passed away. Willie Mays. Uh, Baseball Hall of Famer. That what a great person that he was. God rest his soul. Willie Mays, Hall of Famer. Like I said, great baseball player in his lifetime generation. Yeah, we will miss him. Former San Francisco Giant player. Uh, I don't know much about him, but they tell me a great story. He was a great baseball player. Another person in the baseball community is Ricky Henderson. I mean, he passed away. Former Oakland A's player, Hall of Famer, World Series champion. He has done everything in his career. God rest his soul. Quincy Jones, another person who passed away. Um, Producer, writer. I mean, he done a lot of things. Especially what he did to Michael Jackson. 3 albums. Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, all Quincy Jones. So rest in peace, Quincy Jones. John Amos. John Amos. Uh, he did a lot of shows, but especially he did the show Roots during the 70s. But I remember him most about is Coming to America. Yes, I know he did play a couple role in that Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but I remember probably the most. I remember him the most in Coming to America. So what a great actor. God rest his soul. James Earl Jones also playing Coming to America. The voice of Darth Vader. The voice of the Lion King. He's done it all in his career, so we will miss him. But also another a person who died. Sorry, I can't mention everybody, but there's one more person I remember the most. Dikembe Mutombo. God rest his soul. What a great man that he is. And I literally got 3 jersey in my room because number 55. Yes, he's from DRC and I'm from DRC. He was a great defensive player, a shot blocker, 4 time. I don't have the resume with me, but 4 time defensive player of the year. Never won a championship, but he's like you said in his Hall of Fame. He's not even though he's not a champion. He is a champion of heart. Inducted in the Hall of Fame 2015. Uh, Congratulations to him. Um, all of them, what I mentioned, all of them I mentioned, God rest their soul. And I hope in 2025 we don't see those other people dying, famous people dying in 2025. Uh, Another moment that happened, and this is my personal thing: college football 25 video game. Uh, I think a lot. I speak for myself, who I never played college football in the PS2 or PS3, doing the PS4. They said that the college football game is probably the best game that a fan can dream to have. It shut down. It really the last game, the football game, college football game, was 2014. They've been waiting for this a long time for the game to be back, and they had it. And I gotta admit that I played the college football game, and I had a blast. This is probably the first time I've said this that I enjoy college football game than playing Madden. So I did not expect it's gonna rise. EA did not expect that And I think a lot of people did not expect that college footballs will be this amazing compared to other football games. Do you and I heard rumors that college basketball might be back, but there's still no discussion. But if the college basketball be back, I will be amazed. So I'm gonna buy it with my heart. So great year for the college football game. And my last moment of the 2024, in my opinion, Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris for the presidency for 2024 president election. And who never thought that Donald Trump will win? Probably the greatest comeback win in the history in the United States of America. And I know people were shocked that Kamala Harris lost, but I would say this: don't. I wasn't surprised at all, but I wanted Kamala Harris to win just because I want to see what would happen if a woman became president. But it didn't happen. But she brought the good fight on her, and also she wasn't prepared. That's in my opinion. But in I think during the inauguration of Donald Trump getting back to the White House, I hope he doesn't do the same thing what happened when he was president in 2016. Sorry, and I hope he doesn't do that. So that's my opinion for this year, 2024. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you want to follow me on social media, go follow me on social media on Instagram, Pascal underscore Mayara underscore 15. Uh, same thing. Same thing with Threads, Pascal underscore Mayara underscore 15. You can see it in the link of the video. The link of the video. Every time I try to the description of my podcast, you can visit it, and also you can follow me on X, formerly Twitter. It's at Belly versus PMM. And don't forget to listen to my podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music. Listen also to my podcast on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Too Good to Be True Podcast with Pascal. Like I said, like, subscribe, notify, leave your comment on my video or on the community, which I always bring out the news, sports, social media, sport, culture, and sneaker. And that would say thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.